Hello and welcome back to Starfish Point. My name's Nebman, I'm the founder of Nebman Industries, and this is my beautiful city called Starfish Point. We're playing on a very own custom map that I've created, and we've come a long way. It's been quite a few episodes now. We're in the late 30s of episodes, and this is what we built in the last one, a bustling downtown central business district. And I think it looks really nice. I think we've done a smashing job, to be honest with you. These high rises right by the seafront, the water, and then with the parks kind of merged into it and that nice central road layout. I think that is quite a nice downtown area. We've done pretty well and got a decent amount of views on it. A lot of the feedback, the majority of the feedback was quite good. So yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Quite a few cool little features in there as well. For example, the train line going through the building, which is pretty cool, and various other things. So yeah, it's coming along really nicely. The city itself is looking fantastic, as you see as we pan over it. It does look beautiful. But if you look a little bit closer at that little roundabout by the that goes up to the beach, you'll notice a lot of traffic. That's one of the main key areas that are carrying a lot of traffic, mainly because it's sort of one way in, one way out. And in this video, we're going to be working on a new subway system to hopefully, fingers crossed, take a lot of that traffic away, build a nice efficient subway system. Hopefully it will carry loads of passengers and it will help ease that kind of strain on the beachside traffic. So that's the plan. So we're going to obviously want probably a couple of subway stations in here. We'll want to link it up to our airport that we've got down here. This airport looks fantastic. I really do like it. We'll have to squeeze in a little subway section here. I think we can actually put it integrated into the train station that we got. But that, again, that looks really nice. Happy with that. So we need to basically connect all of these areas up via subway. There is quite a lot of space, to be fair. It's quite a big city now. We've even got these places over here next to the waterfall, and then obviously this larger sort of area down here as well. We all need this linked up with subway, so that will be the plan. The first thing first, we need to kind of figure out what kind of routes that we want. Where's going to be the crossover meetup point, where a lot of people are going to change lines to get over to the main city, and we'll figure that out in just a second. So starting off over the airport, you can see that we have an upgrade the underground subway interface, so we can upgrade our little train station we got at this airport with some underground subway, which is really helpful because it creates a few tracks underneath without us having to build up any crazy stuff here. I don't know if we can add a subway into here. No, there's no adjustments to this one, which is a bit of a shame, but then again it doesn't really matter too much. Now I want a couple of subway stops here, probably one in this sort of area. We probably could benefit from one from maybe in this corner here, and probably another one further up. And I'm just thinking if we could flow a singular line that would essentially pick up this bit, and then pick up a little bit further over here and maybe run all the way to the airport. So my plan will be is we'll just use this small underground subway station asset because it's nice and small, fit into plenty of places without causing too many issues. For example, if we just popped it on the corner here, it kind of makes sense to be there in my opinion. I think that would be quite a reasonable spot for it to go in. I don't know if it's actually probably going to be better one of these sections here just because of the angle. But I think, to be honest with you, it might be fine just there. So let's just whack that there. Let's have a little look because we might have to clearly adjust a few of these trees because that ain't right. But simply enough, that'll do. That is a small subway station. Our first one placed in there, which is actually quite a decent spot because it's quite close to this main strip. Plenty of big buildings and all that stuff, so yeah, I'm happy with that placement. I would like another one somewhere around here. What's this building here? Oh, that's what part of it, isn't it? I'm trying to think of where would be a decent spot. I mean, potentially here, but that's going to slightly eat into the car park just that little bit too much. So we need to kind of try and find somewhere probably a bit more appropriate. It might even be the case that we have it out this end, out the back here. Let me just think. So we've obviously got that one there. We're not going to be able to really flow that through very well, are we? I still think over this end will probably be better. So maybe this spot here would be pretty good. Actually, to be fair, that would probably be perfect fit. If we get rid of some of these trees like that, and like that, probably get rid of that pathways there. That's lined up relatively well. It's not too bad. It's not the most perfect placement, but it will do. And we'll grab a few more of these little trees and just try and cover it off just a little bit. Just like that. And hopefully that will probably flow relatively okay. They do seem a bit close together though, don't they? But then we do want this to be quite efficient. So I say efficient, it's probably not efficient having it stop, but just having the line flow through will probably help us, because maybe we can have a certain station, maybe somewhere central over here that connects all of these lines together and then brings them through. I think that would make sense. But yeah, 2 stops there and there. We probably want one more. I mean, if we put one more this sort of area, that's really close though, isn't it? Yeah, difficult one. Difficult one. I'll have to have a think about that. So I think this portion of road around the back is probably quite a decent sort of place for our subway to run underneath, because it does connect all the way up to all of the main roads, etc. But just to have a couple of those flowing down that sort of line would probably help. But we need potentially one here. If we could potentially squeeze that in there would be helpful. Or actually maybe we could just put that. Ooh, I don't know if we were going to fit in there, so I wanted it somewhere underneath. I think that would be quite a cool idea. What have we got here that we can potentially move? Because actually I think we could just make a little... Ooh, there's an emergency! Somebody call the ambulance! Ignore that ambulance, we're so busy at the moment. So I'm thinking if we could just squeeze this in here, somewhere somewhat central, like that. It might actually blend in with these parks just a little bit. We might have to smidge them over a little bit. Just something like that for this side, and then a little bit of this for that side. And then I think that will fit in relatively okay. What's that? That is fine, that is just my normal subway, isn't it? Good. Right, and then we want to continue this sort of trend on down to... Oh, it's just going to be a little bit too big. That's really annoying. There's not really anywhere else that we could whack that in other than... I mean, that opens up a little bit, which could potentially feed into the rest of them. Or would we want it at a slightly different angle? That's tough, isn't it? Tough to... You should always build transport first, is what I'm trying to say. Don't do it afterwards, because you'll cause yourself all sorts of problems like I am doing. But these trees are not too much of a problem. If we put that like that, and if we get our bulldozer and we try to get rid of these fences, and then that should fit in the little gap there. Yeah, it looks a little bit weird, but it doesn't actually cause any problems. This path can flow through because that's the entrance. It just makes sense. So that's another little spot. So it runs from there to there. It's not too bad of a distance. Let's try and figure out where else would it probably benefit from. Can we fit in any of these gaps here? We could probably benefit from one on this coastline. Oh, this is quite a decent little spot for a subway. Right on the little junction here, or maybe actually in that spot there. Have a look. Slide that over just a little bit, just like that. Just like that. And get rid of a few of these plants, which we can do quite easily. We don't need to get rid of all of them because there's no problem with them being there. But just get rid of those ones. And that one that's in the fence. So that's another little subway spot. That could curve round and up into here, into there. Potentially curve round and through, just like that. I'm trying to think of a good crossing section for our subway lines. Now what I might do is just place down some track while I've got the chance. So let's just think about what we're doing. So that is double subway track. That's two-way, that's double. So double will allow us to use both lines, which is good. That's -20, so we need to somehow curve that one round into there. I know what you guys are thinking, this is such a short distance between these subway stations, but it is what it is. We're just gonna go with it and hope for the best. And that will link into there. And we want this one to link all the way up to our fabulous airport line, which will be just up here. So yeah, we can drag that one down. Basically just straight line that for now. Figure out where our corner is, which is going to be about here. And just curve that into there, hopefully, and that will link up there. So we go from there into here, into the city, a few stops in the city. We want to curve that around slightly, and then see if we can pick off a little bit of a turn into there. That going to play ball. Yep, that goes through. Then we need this one. Basically link straight into there. And then this one will go slightly straight, or straight-ish, from here. Curve it around a little bit, and then we'll plonk that into there. So that's good. So that's a line that's going all the way across and through. And we'll probably use this one. I think maybe we should curve this particular line, or does it make sense to have it straight? Oh, decisions. I mean, to be honest with you, that could go out this way and out this way. I think that'll probably work. So we can literally just pick off a single track from each side, and kind of work like that. So yeah, I think we'll put another station probably. That will go. Oh, this is difficult. We want a station to come through here, but we also want something to go through there because this is all quite big. Maybe this should be our lower line, so we'll bring that down. Station, 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 and then there could be an upper line that's like station, station, station somewhere in here. That potentially goes up there. Oh, difficult decision, isn't it? So I think in this little corner here is quite a decent little spot for a subway. We'll just have to get rid of this small park, but I actually think that's quite a decent little spot for it, to be honest with you. So we'll scrap that, whack this one just in there, I think that's quite a decent little spot there. And then from that sort of angle, it could probably link up around here somewhere. Maybe somewhere like that. Yeah, I reckon somewhere like that, potentially. Or do we want it to come the other side of here? Onto the main beach? I think if we get rid of one of these, that'll fit in pretty nicely. So, oh, that's all one building. Why are you all one building? Maybe if we slot it in there. And then get rid of just a few of these trees like that. And then we get rid of our fences. And it kind of looks like it's meant to be there now. Good, that's another decent spot. Let's connect that up with some subway rail. We'll just double track that for now. I'm going to have to try and angle this kind of down and then curve it into here. I know straight lines are far more efficient, but given the fact that we've not planned for a subway, we've kind of done our own legs, so we just kind of got to do what we've got to do. And you know, regardless of whether it's straight or not, or whether it looks pretty, it will work. It is annoying me a little bit that I didn't plan ahead with subways, but it's just one of those things. It is what it is. It is what it is. And then we want to probably grab. Yeah, this is tough. I kind of want maybe. I think that's going to be slightly too skew-if that angle for. Yeah. I mean, even if we made it a circle line that curved up, and round, could work, but meh, probably not the most efficient use of space or of our line. So what I'm probably going to do is, I'm wondering if we maybe connect this up like so. Upgrade that again with our fantastic looking greenery. We could probably squeeze in our little subway just like that. Then hopefully we'll have a less disgusting angle. Just slap it in there, potentially. I think that's alright. It's not perfect, but it works. When we build out, we can always extend this line out here, but it's just going to run up through there, through the city, and then eventually to the airport, and then back around again. What I might do now is add a. Well, potentially we could just draw out from this station and draw out. Oh, no. I think we're going to settle with a new line that goes here. We can pick up the stadium, probably this road here, and then we'll head. Ooh. I'm just thinking whether we should try and pick up this main central bit here as well. We could probably fit one in there. So through there and then maybe up and along somewhere. We'll figure it out. So let's go with this one. Could fit in there, which is fine. We want to pick up this this stadium. So we'll do that. And then we want to somehow pick up a little bit of area within here. I think that would actually be fine, putting that there, because it kind of looks like it should be on that plaza there, doesn't it? We get rid of that little integrated spot in there. Let's just see where our tunnels go. So that's the station on the edge there, so there's not actually much of a difference. So we actually could, if we wanted to, circle this off and drop it back round. Or Well, we need them to link up somewhere, so I think that angle is going to be too much for here. But it could probably link up to this bit of rail here. That's fine, and then we could potentially use this as a bit of a connecting point. So let's just draw that connection to here. That's a funny angle, isn't it? And link that up. That line will go into there. And if they want to switch to continue down or switch to go down, then that will also work. What's going on with the power? What's this? Power station overload. Oh dear. Right, so I've placed down another sort of line which kind of goes. We want that to potentially link up to this one. Just something like that. And then we've got this right on the edge. This one that will link up here. This one which will connect just onto there. This will then cross the river and take the higher point, higher sort of line. So obviously this one goes along the coast, this one will go up and kind of pick up anybody that's kind of at this top end of the city. That will link round in here. That will link up to there. I'm thinking that either we set up another little line that goes directly from the top and goes down, hits this station, comes through here, and then probably maybe put a station here and then have it dropping back into there. That could potentially work. But also this line needs to go somewhere, and obviously we've got this station here and that station there. So I'm wondering if we should make some valiant effort in curving this up to here to connect to the upper and lower portions of the city, like that. That will still connect into there. There's probably no harm in having this connection there. We need to find a spot for another little station somewhere here. Preferably somewhere, well, to be honest, somewhere like this could work. We just get rid of a couple of the buildings, or even, oh, it's tough, isn't it? I'm thinking, I don't know whereabouts exactly to put it. What is this building? A low density office. Okay. I think I might just pick out a couple of these houses. Potentially, if we just got rid of these, or at least two of them. Actually, if we put that one back there, get rid of this one, we should fit a nice little subway station just in there, and we might be able to link up this connection to drop down to that one, and then this line here can link back into this station just there. Hopefully that connection will be okay. Good, so then that line connects up. Probably want this to curve down, then around back into there. I know this isn't like a traditional subway that you have, but I'm kind of just thinking on my feet and just kind of winging it, as you would say. Just to kind of have those sort of connections through. And we want this top end to come out and just basically build a bit of track across here. Probably 2 stations minimum. So one and maybe a to probably about there would be alright actually, right on the edge. And where are you? Are you invisible? You know, see me? Slightly odd angle. Pull that out to that side, just like that, and then fill in these gaps again with our trees. That's that. That's there somewhere. Is it? Oh, it's there. I don't think that's a normal place to have it. I might move that one. Move that one elsewhere. So that one's there. I reckon probably on this corner is probably our best bet. So then it just has a little bit more catchment area. Just like that. Go. And let's see if we can connect those up. So let's grab this one and whack that straight into there, keep it simple, and then this one will curve essentially directly into that line there. Right, so let's think subway wise. So if we have him down, 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 connect up to here, end there, because we've got the line that's going across, and then we'll have down, 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 and link up onto this line which goes all the way. Yeah, and then yeah, I think that makes sense. So we need to build a little small subway garage depot. That's 6 vehicles. What's that? Depot has 6 vehicles. That subway yard doesn't say how many it's got. But we should probably fill this in somewhere. I might just put this out of the way for now and find a real home for it at a later date. So what I might do is just build a little service road just through the middle of all of these. This is kind of my we haven't got round to it section down here. As you can probably tell. We kind of just place these things down here, and then we'll get round to giving them a home at some point. But if we just whack that into here, I would probably want to bring this road out just a little bit more like that. Then we're going to need to somehow connect all of these bad boys. So they want to go up from the surface, and they want to go down, down, down. Why has it done that? That is stupid. Come on, work for me. Alright, try again. And we'll do that obviously with a nice straight line this time so we don't make any mistakes. So that will go nice and straight out of there, and then we'll just find the end of our line, which will be just through there. Connect that through, and then just literally just drop that into there, which is fine. And then we'll probably need, if it can, we will connect that up to there, I hope. That's just not what I thought was going to happen at all. What a disaster. Maybe we'll just use smaller tracks to do that. Right, I'm going to try and start adding a few lines in and just see what happens. It's probably all going to go horribly wrong and not look too great, but it is what it is. Right, so let's have a look at our track set. I might start off actually from the airport. So we'll have that one that links in down to here. On that to go on that side. Why is that using the right hand side to go down? It's not what I want. Oh, it's just because of the direction. That's fine. Whatever, we'll just link that into there. Just another stop in here. Another stop in there. Again in here. Obviously that goes back up and back down. So what I might do is just continue on with this track, as we would expect. Back down to here. These are going to be some big subway lines. I hope they get used, I really do, but you never know, do you? So that goes there, and then we want that to go all the way back in, all the way on the return route, just so that we get maximum usage, stopping at all the stations, like so. Back in on the other side, same with that one, same with that one, and then that will drop back in. I was just over here then. Was that a completed route? One would assume that's a completed route, but one can never assume nothing. There we go, one completed route. Fantastic. Right, now we need to do some more. So that's that route, and that obviously goes through there. So we want from this station, that's going out, so that's going out. We're going to want that, creating a new line. I want to just create a new one, please. Don't tell me that we can only do one, because that'll be a big issue. Let's just create a new one from up here then and see what happens. That goes down there, down there, down there, and that, we want that to connect into here, like that, and then we want that to go back up that way, that way, that way, and that way. Good. We'll change the colour of these lines because they're quite hard to see. So let's just adjust the colours slightly. Let's put this to a bright red, this to a kind of a blue. That will probably be alright. So a red and a blue. And how are we doing there? So we've got, that's the blue line, isn't it? And then the red line interchanges with the blue line, so you can swap over if you want to go that way or that way from the upper portion up there, which is good. Okay, next thing we need to think about is this line here. So let's grab a new line. What's this then? What's the problem with that? No vehicles. Why are there no vehicles? Because they should be able to just come down and in. What's going on? Vehicles in use 0 out of 15. Any ideas why? No is the answer. So I'm going to start working on this line here now then. So we want to hide that so that we can see. And we'll grab from this corner. I can go that way to here, that way to here, and that can very simply just drop in to this little station here. And if they want to carry on down that line, they can switch. That can run backwards and just complete that route there. And then we want another little line that goes basically the same sort of route. No, we don't need to do that. But we don't. We want to start it from here. Create a route from here. Goes up there. And we want that to go to here. Because then they can switch down should they wish. That'll run across there, across there, across there, through the city, just like that, into our fantastic little station here, and then we will need to run that back through as well. So let's use the other side, just like that, and hopefully this will be used as well. Let you go back in there, and that should complete the route there. So let's just quickly have a look at our little lines again. Green is fine. What about a yellow? That'll do. So can we see our lines, please? There's a lot of these stuff that we don't really want to see. We just want to see subway lines. So let's do that. So let's think. So we've got the green line which goes, that's also green, isn't it? Or is that, what? Am I going crazy? I don't know what's going on, but there's a line that goes along here which will stop at this station. You can switch over at this station to continue along this main line to the airport, or you can switch over and take this line back down, which is good. You can take this line to this station where you can switch to go onto this line, which is more of an upper line, which you can switch here again if you want to go back down to here, or continue up along and you can still get to the airport that way as well. Or alternative, you want to cut up, switch here, you can head up this way as well. So in theory this should work, and it should hopefully start moving a few people, but I have a feeling something somewhere has gone a little bit wrong, that it's not going to actually work, because I don't know if we're actually using any of these vehicles. Maybe we are. Maybe we are. Subway trains. Okay. Maybe it is working. Let's just check all of our subway stations to make sure there's no hidden symbols to indicate that it might not be working. Subway stops. And right, let's just zoom in to make sure there's nothing wrong with these lines. That seems good. Don't see any thing saying that there's no vehicles available. Seems alright. Seems relatively okay down here. Here. Don't know about you, but I don't see any errors at the moment. The only error that we saw was up here. But even that one seems to have resolved itself. So I might speed up the simulation and just give it a little bit of time and see what happens on the subway front to see if it starts getting used. So we're just looking at one of our subway stations. This is the one that's out by this section by the beach in this kind of medium density sort of area. You can see that we've got a few people coming in and out, doing lots of inny and outy and all that jazz coming over to this area. We are on 8 simulations. We'll slow that down a little bit. But yeah, people are using that, which is good. Let's try and find another one. We can try to remember where we put it. Ah, yes, this one. I wonder if anybody's using this one. That just doesn't allow me to click on it, but it doesn't look like anybody's coming in and out of there. However, it is what it is. Where else did we put some? Let's have a little look. There was one down here. Anybody using this? Oh, there's a few people that are coming out of this little subway station, which is cool. Nice to see. Do like that. Fantastic. Where do we think the busy one's going to be? I feel like the one over here will be quite a busy sort of station. Yeah, we've got a few people coming out of there. Not many people waiting. I'm not going to lie, I was hoping a lot of these people would use this subway station, to be honest with you. As it may appear as if they don't, which is a bit of a shame. Is there anything that we can do to make it more attractive for these people? Because I don't really want this build up of traffic, although it's not bad at the minute. Every time at rush hour, all of these people going in and out, it's absolutely crazy. But place your bets. You've seen my subway line, and I'll promise you it is definitely not that good. It's awful, to be honest with you. It doesn't look very nice. It's probably not very efficient. But is it working? Let me know. Wait, I'll tell you how many people are using the other transports, and then you have to guess in the comment section how many people are using my subway line, okay? Okay, we've got 9,500 people using our buses and using our trains each month. Okay, just bear that in mind. 9,500 people using our buses and trains, and they've been established for quite a while. They're pretty decent looking routes that kind of go all around the city. All that good stuff, straight through the centre, straight through the heart of the city. About 9,500 people. How many people do we think are using our brand new subway system? Comment down below, because it's about to be revealed. I want to know what you think. Let me know how you guessed and what you guessed like. But let's reveal how our subway system is going. Our subway system is transporting 12,295,000 citizens a month, and then 594 tourists a month. So absolutely loads. We're moving loads more than all of the other transports. We're absolutely flying people around on this subway system. It's working really well. As you can see, there's loads of people using the subway 1 line, which is essentially this lower line. Is it? Or am I lying to you? No, it is. It just doesn't stand out very much. Yeah, this is the lower line. We'll rename it for you so that you know. This is the red one, which is the... Where is the red one? Oh, yeah. The red one will be our upper transfer, is what we'll call it. Upper transfer. Because you come from here and you use this to transfer down here, and you can transfer here. And then we've obviously got this green line, which is basically the upper line, which goes all the way along here. So we'll call that, take a wild guess, the upper line. And then we've got this yellow line. Which one's the yellow line? Is that yellow? Doesn't look very yellow, does it? Oh, this is the really short yellow line. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That will be the lower transfer line, won't it? That's what we'll call it. Lower transfer line, or just lower transfer, because then we've got one upper line, one lower line, a lower transfer, and an upper transfer, and there we have it. Fantastic. So 214, a few people using these here and there, but it is working and it is efficient. We are moving loads of people. As you can see, we are moving absolutely tons of people. So our new subway system, it works. Although it's ugly, it works. Fair enough. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Hopefully we can start moving plenty of people around. We got nice movement and usage on our airport, which is good. Few people waiting using this, nobody really waiting for these, but we still need to expand our city quite massively anyway. So it is what it is, really. It is what it is. But if you ask me, success. Transport is transport. If we can move the people, we will move the people. and that is what we're doing. Very good. Let me know any tips, any advice, what you want me to build next. If you've made it this far in the video, comment subways are cool, and I'll know that you're a true believer. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Good night.